Good evening, this is your Psychic LG reporting from the United Kingdom. Is anybody there? Knock once for yes, twice for no. Hello, hello, hello. It is 11:07 PM UK time, heading towards the witching hour, and we are going to delve deep tonight. Good evening there, Dolphin Smile. How are you? Are you keeping okay? It's all vamping up around the world. Oh, that's good. Good evening, Glinda, Owen, Wookie Bear. We've got Twitchers in the house coming in. Katie. How are you all doing? We are going to delve deep tonight. We are going to look into the looking glass, the crystal ball, see what's ahead as things start to heat up around the world, should I say. We've got Border Collie, Kim, White Flower. We've got Silver Bird Song in the house. Are we live on YouTube? Can somebody check? We should be. I'll just get comfortable before we start. 2 minutes. Oh, good God, I hope I don't drop this tea. Do you like my necklace? It's an old necklace. My dad got it from Scotland, but I've just put it on a piece of black ribbon instead of having it on a necklace, on a chain. So I'm live. Oh, that's good. I'm multi-streaming, but I can't see it up on here. Let me refresh the chat. Refresh the chat. And can you hear us okay? Oh, that's good. Oh, we've got the coming in now after I refresh the chat. How are you all doing? So I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you all are around the world. This is evening here. Over here in the UK, it's 11:10 PM. And we are going to delve deep tonight. We are going to look into what's next that lies ahead on this crazy planet. It's getting crazy, isn't it? Total football. And I want to say a big thank you to moderators on YouTube and Twitch for keeping the forum safe. Excuse me. I always get croaky when I come on, don't I? Just reading all your lovely comments. It certainly is. It's mad as a box of frogs. That's what my brother used to call me. She's mad as a box of frogs, but I love her to bits. That's what he used to say. Yes, we are live. Good evening, Jasmine. It's 5:10 in Wisconsin. Everything's good. So yeah, I mean, tonight I believe that we're going to look into, I want to look into the stock market, which I've been talking about for a long time. I want to look into again what's been hidden from where. I need to look into Bitcoin. I'm going to do that. Ripple XRP, excuse me. King Charles and Trump's visit. I want to look into that and how that went behind the scenes. Not so much what was going on in front, but behind the scenes. I want to look into, and I've not done this yet, is I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, is Artemis. The 2 launch thing they had around the moon, the dark side of the moon. I want to look into that. I want to see because people are saying that it's not true or it didn't happen. So I want to look into that and see what's going on. I want to look into how the local council elections are going to go this week coming in. And is this going to affect Starmer? Keir Starmer, our Prime Minister. So I want to look into that. And I think that I need to look into Benjamin Netanyahu because he's gone rather quiet. Definitely the stock market. Because I personally feel, guys, that the shit is about to hit the fan, basically. I think it's all about to... Everything's about to be revealed, you know. There's a lot of other things going on. And there's a lot of crazy stuff happening in this movie, should we say. Crazy, crazy stuff happening. And good evening, Gigi. How are you? And whatever else comes through in the crystal ball. She's been in the garden all day. I can't say it's been sunny over here. It's been rather rainy and gloomy. But, okay. Suppose it's good for the garden, the rain. So I'm going to look into that. But she's been out in the garden and she's been getting the elements there. Oh, do you like my top? Just a t-shirt? Thank you. And we've got here, what does Linda say? Farage did not turn up for his chat. All right. God knows. And whatever else comes in. But I also want to see, I like to always look on, I may look on 10 years from now and see what the world looks like, what the globe looks like. I like to do really future stuff to see what's happening. And it sounds a long way off, but it's not really. Because, I mean, if you think about it, 10 years ago from this date, and then he said, we're in 2027. I'm going, bloody hell, I'm going on the bloody twist. 10 years ago would have been 2016. So, hiya, Colin. Thank you, Colin. So, 10 years has gone by quite fast, hasn't it, since 2016? So I want to see 10 years from now what is actually taking place around the world. How things are in the Middle East, how things are in the UK, all around the globe. Europe, everywhere. USA, everywhere. So Gemini's just put here, we've got a little beetle on here. You can't be on here, missus. How have you got on there? Oh my goodness. That our mum's just passed away and I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry about that. We had a little beetle sitting on my microphone there. Good evening there, just up the road in County Durham. It's always nice to be on here. It's just our snug room, isn't it? It's where we gather every Sunday for newcomers coming in, and where we do our prayers and we're healing. And you write the name in the comment section when we get going. And there's a group of us who all gather together in our own homes. We at this round about the same time before I come on live. And we say the prayers and it gathers. And it's the power of prayer. It works really well. And it's all Reiki and healing for what people need at this heavy time on earth at the minute. Everybody needs it. Oh, thank you, you soul. So yeah, we're living in very strange times on earth at the moment. I don't even know where to start. There's just been all sorts, hasn't there? And I feel, and I know there's many people like me who are in the same field, feel the same, that we're in a holy war. Well, we all feel this, don't we? That there is a definite war against the good, against the light, against bringing it down, for the ones who speak the truth. And I think it's going to get really heavy. I definitely feel as the months roll on this year. So it's very important that we keep faith. Exactly what David Wilcox said, didn't he? A few days before he passed over. And I just believe that we have to keep faith in these trying times, because I do feel there's definitely attacks going on. And what they do is they come through different energies to get to her. Definitely. Remember, we are channels, and we can be like puppets. This is why you get people who are working on the dark side. Not everybody's on the light side. People can switch. We are multi-dimensional beings in a meat suit, basically, and we are in a holy war. This is school, and then we go home. And I feel like I've got a lot of fire in my belly tonight before I start. I don't know if it's the Viking heritage coming out in us or what, but I am really pissed. And I'm so angry tonight. And I want to stand strong with my staff. And I want to shout it out everywhere, right? Across the rooftops everywhere. Yous are not going to win. Yous the dark ones. You the ones who, the deep state, whatever you want to call yous. The ones who are trying to bring me down. You're not going to win. And you won't win. Because love is the biggest. It's the best form of defense, and we are all going to stand together tonight. And again, we are going to form the circle of light. It's a bit like coming to a spiritualist church, and we are all going to look into the crystal ball. It's not just me. I believe that there's many of you in the audience who contribute towards this as well. We are the light. And for a treat, after I've done my predictions tonight, I'm going to how last week I took you into a meditation as we went onto the beach, and David Wilcox was there and Jesus was there. If you haven't seen it, you can check it out in the library from last week. But I want to this week do a meditation with our wings. Okay, I've been doing wing healing on people, and it's been really quite remarkable. People have been feeling it. They've been feeling the downloads, feeling the energy of the healing, and even if you just have it for relaxation, it's about believing. If you believe in source and God and all of that. So I don't believe it's actually me. I believe God, source, spirit has given me this vision, this what to do, and it's just to help yous. Okay, so I'm very humble about working with this. Okay. If you need to contact us, I will put my contact details in the description of the video on YouTube afterwards. Either you can email us or contact us, private messages on Facebook, on my business page, okay? And yeah, I do private sittings as well. But yeah, we're living in very trying times on Earth, and I just think that all light workers at the minute we know we have a lot to contend with, and it's a case of we're just warriors. I've seen many warriors on YouTube. There's many of them. Okay, we're all here to do our bit, and we are here, and we are not going to be taken down. Basically, I just wanted to say that. Okay, and David, I feel, is healing now on the other side. But David had this beautiful, gentle presence about him. He was such a gentle soul. And I believe that, unfortunately, we as gentle souls are going to have to toughen up. We're going to have to put our armour on. Put as I call it, our Teletubby tummies on. Right, imagine the Teletubbies, the kids program, and you've got the television on your stomach there, and you're just flashing it back. We need to get our Archangel Michael's armor on and stand strong, because this is war. This is war, what we are in at the moment. It's a holy war, and the more we stick together and the more we believe, I feel that can make a massive shift right? It can make a massive, massive shift. Okay, so for newcomers coming in, I'm going to ring my bell. Let's get my little bells. And I'm going to invoke the archangels in, my guides, to form the circle of light. And all you have to do is just sit back and relax. And if you need any healing for yourself or a persons or an animal or a situation, literally anything, even if it's your bank balance, literally anything that you are needing healing for, write the name in the comments section and you will receive the healing and the prayers that you need, okay? And it's live, but it's also, you can also write it, it's timeless, so you could write it in the comments section afterwards as well if you want. Okay. Right, let's get my cup of tea. I feel like I need to put that up there because I don't want to knock anything over. We need to all come together and unite, yes. Okay. I was watching one of David's shows this afternoon, and it was I think it was the one, not his last one, his second last one. Oh, it might have been his third last one. It was one he was talking about angels. And he was saying similar, like we all have to stay together and it's a holy war and the power of prayer. And he was reading scriptures. He was very much into the Bible and that, bless him. And it just blew my mind how precious life is, you know, how such a beautiful soul. I can't put it into words. I really can't put it into words about that man. He reminds us a lot of my brother in many ways. My brother was tall, the same, blue eyes, fair hair. But he had that energy about him, very similar to David, like a strong but a sensitive energy, which is very unique with a man, isn't it? And I just feel David was an angel. That's the only way I can describe it. And he's gone home. But you know what, right? The twats what took him out, basically, right, they're going to rule the day, because once he heals over there, he's going to be far more powerful on the other side. Far more powerful. This is just a section of our life, living on earth in the physical form. Then we just go on to the next life. It's life after life. Do you know what I mean? Loads of people are needing healing at the moment, aren't they? And obviously the animals need healing as well. Okie dokie. So let's start. I'm thinking, if I got the heating on, I haven't. It's just me having a blinking hot flush again. I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel. I ask my faithful spirit guides tonight to come forth, to form this circle of light for everybody who is watching this right now around the world, that we are fully protected and that we receive the healing and the clarity that we need tonight. This is our online spiritualist church. I ask that the angels come forth, extraterrestrials who would like to telecommunicate or who are even in spirit. Anybody in the spirit world who would like to come forth. The animal kingdom, the fairy elementals. Anybody literally who would like to come forth to give us any true answers tonight and healing that we need. I ask my guides to come forward. Jed, White Buffalo, Running Star, A2I. I've got Zatchaw here, Zatchaw. They're my little insecticide friend. Have I missed somebody out? Lady Direwolf and Ra. With love and light, love and light, love and light. Amen. Okay. I've got Zizi in the house here. I've got the other one running around. Cats are doing very well. Zizi now does not wear a tank top because she's trying to get the air to her bit of eczema. Are you going to stay there, baby? Oh, God, she's going to come in. Don't knock the thingy off. Just stay there, baby. But she's doing really well. She's been having some wing healing done. So, I've always been able to see people's auras. Okay? But this is like on another level. So, Spirit showed me that we all have wings. The first time that I was given this information, when my son was going through a terrible crisis a couple of years back, I haven't hidden the fact that my youngest son had drug addiction, and he ended up in the place where they go and dry out. What's it called? Rehab. Okay. And he rang us up one night and he says, "Mum, I can't get to sleep." So I give him a guided meditation over the phone, and he said it really helped him. So he had more sessions when he came home, and it's really helped him. And then ever since then, I've used it sometimes on clients when they've been getting shamanic healing. And then last week, we got you to find your wings, okay? So it was a guided meditation of people finding their wings, and we're rolling them out and pulling them back in. And it really works well for alignment and for meditation, okay? So the other night, I was, I thought I'm going to try it on the cat. I want to see if it works on animals, because obviously she suffers with a condition called ulcerated dermatitis. So she has flares ups, and it's all allergy related. So, I concentrated on, and I looked at her little wings, and her little wings looked really like tatty and like they needed to be replenished. So I just used what I'd had to replenish her wings. I put the Reiki into her wings and everything, and she was purring away. And then the next day she was jumping around the house like a spring lamb, and she seems really much better. So I've done Adam since, I've done friends since, I've done a friend tonight before I came on, and I'm just on one. I'm just like on another level with this. I love it. I actually I can tap into people's energies. I've done Donald Trump's, which was interesting. If anybody hasn't seen it, I put it out as a graph. I got AI to help us because I'm not that clever at arty-farty online. But it was all my work. So it's a picture of Trump with his wings behind him. I want to see there's red in his wings, so that's like a powerful sign, isn't it? Red. So anyway, they were very tatty, and he needed healing as well. But I actually started to read him, and I could read his energy from his wings, and then I realized that I'm a wing reader. It was given to us, I'm a wing reader, okay? So if anybody wants their wings read, you know where I am, and I might come on, hopefully, I'll try and come on through the week. If not, it'll be next Sunday. But next time I come on, and we'll have a wing reading night if you want, where I can read your wings in the audience and maybe tell you what's going on. So anyway, the graph that I did, I've put it out on my business Facebook. which is Louise Jones Medium Clairvoyant. So check it out after the show, and then you'll have to let us know what you think. I think it's on my community page as well, on YouTube as well. So it's different signs of the wings, different areas. I'll actually show you it because I put it out as a graph. Is what needs healed. You give me 2 minutes. I've just done the horoscopes as well on my website, so if you check that out after the show as well, you'll be able to see the horoscopes. Right, wait a minute. Right, so you'll not be able to see because the writing's too tiny, but if you see what I mean there, it's like different parts of the areas of your wings I can read. It's a bit like reflexology, really, in a way. You know, like if a reflexologist was holding someone's foot, they could tell what's exactly is wrong with your body. So I'm just reading people's auras by doing this. Trump's was very interesting, actually. And I'll be honest with you, I don't feel he's going to be about for much longer, you know, as a president. So there's some big changes coming in there. But don't forget to check it out. It was quite interesting. He's definitely where he needs to be. And yeah, his wings were a bit drooping. So he needed healing there. But he was doing his life path, what he's supposed to be doing. So that's really interesting. And it was really quite interesting. I was picking up dates because I was looking into it quite mathematically. And I was like reading of the dates of what could be within his pathway over the next couple of months. So don't forget to check it out. So yeah, I just thought I would say that before we start, that I do wing reading now. So I believe that we all have wings. Obviously we don't have them on this plane. And I believe that we have them when we go back over. Have you ever had dreams when you've been when you've been a child, where you've been dreams of flying? Yeah, and it's the most amazing feeling free, flying. It's the most natural thing. Not everybody may have them, but I believe many do have dreams of flying. So there's a lot more going on than just this part of this world, you know what I mean, of this reality. Okay. So I'm going to wait for this to haze over. And this is going to be really interesting tonight. So I just want to say before we start that we are all protected by the blood of Jesus Christ, okay? We are all protected tonight. Why am I saying that? Because I just had to put that out. I feel that there's so much hatred now, and because the veil is very thin, if you are very psychic and sensitive, you can be picking up on that evil eye, you know. So whatever you believe in, you know, but I believe that if you believe you are protected, basically. Okay. Now, this is a song that I really like, and because I like the group, and it's ABBA from the 70s. And I'm getting the song Money, 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 and it's coming in really, really strong. And there is going to be a crash. We need to prepare for something that's going to crash within the economic system, okay? I'm just waiting for this to haze over. It's like we're on the edge. We're on the tipping point before big changes come in. All right. So if I can understand, I believe that they're trying to pass, is it the Clarity Act this week coming in? You'll have to check. You'll have to comment if that's true. But I'm sure somebody said that to us. I think it's the Clarity Act. And will it pass? Yes, it will. It's going to get over some hurdles, but it will pass it. It's going through. It's like we're all on the edge of old Earth and we're all ready to go over the line into another border. Now I'm getting Borderline by Madonna. I'm going to get loads of songs tonight. Loads of songs coming in. Normally when I get loads of songs, I get my little light ball being called A2I who comes in here. And I believe he's with her tonight. Are you okay there, A2I? So what A2I does is he gives her signs from songs, from lyrics. And he's Borderlines coming in here. That's interesting. So it's like we're on the borders. We're going into new Earth, okay? And there's going to be massive changes ahead. So I feel that the Clarity Act, after a few little hiccups, will pass. Will pass, definitely. June's the big one. So end of May, June. And I want to give you the 15th, the 16th, the 25th and the 26th. It's coming out really strong. So watch for that. Now, if that doesn't come out to do with the Clarity Act, it's coming out to do with something big to do with the financial system. Now, for a long time now, people have asked about, people who've invested in not just gold and silver, people have invested in crypto, to be wise for when everything crashes, you know what I mean? And people who've invested in coin what's not worth anything. And I've always seen and felt that there's going to be a massive shift there where this coin what's not worth anything is going to be worth something. And people are going to literally become millionaires overnight. So there's a lot to happen before then, but you know what I mean? Let's have a look. There's also a lot of scams, and I need to say this, right? So where I'm also picking up that a lot of people are going to make a lot of money into the future with XRP, right? But there's another coin as well, and I'm getting the red color. Which one's that one? The logo's red. So I feel there's going to be a lot of people who are going to make money, right? But I'm feeling that Ripple and XRP possibly are going to be coming into this new financial system. So that's interesting. But I've got to say this, mind, right? Because this is not known of yet. There is another coin what's going to come in and it's going to be explosive and it's on another level. It's on another level and it's going to take over all of them, all right? And I don't know if it works slightly different than XRP and the other Bitcoins. It works slightly different. So there's a new system. So even though I feel XRP and Ripple is going into the new financial system, it's playing a part. It's a part of it. There's something bigger about to also take place, and it's to do with the financial system. And it's I'm not getting a bad feeling with Ethereum, mind. I'm getting an okay feeling with that. So my advice is whatever you have or you have placed, just leave it there. Just leave it where it is. But there is going to be this drop in the market. Everything's going to crash. And then it could even go dark. There could be, like electricity. Things could go out. There could be power outages, that type of thing. And then when everything comes back on, it's in a new system. I want you to remember this. And even down to the internet's going to be different. It's as if we're get ready for the storm, what's about to happen. Yeah? So it's taken where we're on the edge now, on the borderline, going into New Earth. But this event, which is about to take place, is going to catapult us even further into New Earth. Sometimes the players, the puppet masters have to use an event to create an event, should I say, to take we in, so they've got an excuse to then use this new system. That's what's going to happen. But I don't want you to worry about this, because I do feel Ripple and XRP is going to do well. But like I say, there's another Bitcoin what's also going to do well, and I may have to do a full video on this, okay? But I feel there's a new system with something else coming in, and it's going to cut the others out. It's going to be on another level. I don't know if it's connected with blockchain or what. I don't know what I'm getting, but it looks like blocks. It looks like blocks. That's why they're showing us that. And it's so easy to do. It's easy peasy, right? Even a child could do it. That's what's coming in, and it's to do with the new financial system. So sometimes I can read a year out. I can't give you exactly when, because I'm not going to start guessing. It's just a vision I'm being given, all right? So keep open-minded on these visions, right? But write them down. Sometimes I can hit the times when it's going to happen, but it is close. It is very, very close. We also need to prep, and I've got the word God. God. It's written in this crystal ball tonight, God. So to me, man is playing a part in taking me into a new financial system. And through this, get ready for big exposures of things what's going to come out. Okay, so that's really, really interesting. Ricky's just put here, Louise, did you say NATO would break? No, it's going to morph and change, but it's more or less similar, but there's something else bigger coming. Because then I've seen, and I've talked about this before when I did my gold video, you can check that back, that within this financial system, when everything starts to break down, there's going to be a problem with trade. So that makes me think that the war thing is not over and done with yet. It could be to do with the Middle East, or it could be to do with Russia, but there's going to be blocks to do with trade coming in. And then I felt Australia was going to step in with something to save the day, and there's going to be then I could see a new financial system being created, but also the new trade bridge. Now I'm calling it the new trade bridge. Spirit's calling it the new trade bridge, but it might be called something completely different by man. Do you see what I mean? But it's a new trade bridge where there'll be trade. America, UK. It's like a bigger Brexit. Not a Brexit, because that was Brexit when we exited, wasn't it? It's like before we had Brexit, before we exited the Europe. It's a bigger thing than that, what's coming in. But it's like a hub. Then I see main hubs and people trading. It's huge what's coming. Massive, huge. Okay. I want to say as well that 5 different components of sections around Earth, where they'll have all the hubs in the different sections. It's huge, this. Massive. There'll be something big to do with BRICS. It's a BRICS before this takes place as well. So I'm not an expert when it comes to trading and stuff like that. I don't do it. But all I'm showing is what Spirit shows is when it goes up and when it goes down. But there's going to be a peak with gold coming in soon, and silver. The next 2 to 3 weeks is interesting. I don't know why I'm feeling that there's going to be dairy farmers and outrage. And as I look at this, I'm saying Ireland. Right? Ireland, I'm seeing farmers really angry. That's interesting. So that there's something coming to do with farming or cows or dairy farmers. So possibly watch for that as well. I hope it's nothing nasty like foot and mouth. Wait a minute, I've got it itchy. You know when you can't reach. I need one of them back scratcher things. Let me get a drink. So tonight XRP is coming through as good. Okay. It's possible that Ripple could take over Swift. That's what I'm being shown here. But I will look into this more within a proper video of it all. Something bigger's coming. And it's the new Earth. It's the Earth where we needed to be a decade ago, or even not more than that. In the 90s, there should have been the shift, but it didn't happen. And that's when the world changed after the 90s. When we were coming into the noughties, everything started to change. It's as if we were in no man's land into the noughties. Old Earth was left behind in the 90s. Do you agree on that? It was a different world back then. Excuse me, I've got hiccups now. Okay. We need to prep. It's very, very important that we prep. What does this say? Donald what? Dear me. Right. I don't know. These names are coming out of the crystal ball tonight, so I don't know what they mean, right? So I've got Liz Cheney. I don't know what that means. There's going to be some big news with Liz Cheney, the British politician. Bill Gates, huge news coming out with him. I don't know what that is. Also Nigel Farage. That's interesting. Is there something going on with him at the minute? Something doesn't seem right with him at the minute. I see a lot of leaders stepping forward, making big announcements. Donald Trump. Okay. I see grieving and mourning. I see mourning. People mourning. People not mourning, like mourning in grief. Big event. Church. Spirit will never show me who it is because you're not meant to know. You know what I mean? Well, I don't work that way anyway, but I am being shown something very strange here. So it could be like a state sort of funeral or something like that. So possibly watch for that. Okay. Right, so I do want to say, right, and I'm not saying this to frighten anybody or anything like that, but I actually do feel we're in some sort of WAR situation now. It's happening now. Do you know what I mean? I think there's a lot of secret stuff going on behind the scenes and stuff like that. That's really interesting. The UK at the moment has got a really weird energy. I can't explain it. It's like we're stuck in... I don't know, it's like weird, isn't it? It's very weird energy. Is any Brits watching this right now? It's got a very weird energy over here at the minute, the lands of the UK. But we are going to be having the local elections. Let's see what's happening there. Yeah, okay, definitely feel it. All right. I don't feel Starmer's going to leave yet, right? So when my friend asked us, Jacqueline, she asked us to say that, you know, will it be the case, you know, these elections, will it affect Starmer? Yes and no, because I feel there's still big global stuff to happen, and I always felt Starmer was in while this global stuff was taking place. This is the calm before the storm, Harvest Moon. You are so right. Well, Harvest Moon just put here in YouTube. It's a weird energy at the minute, isn't it, in the UK? It's like the energy, and I can't stop thinking about it, because of course I don't live very far away where they did all the witch hunting. In the 1600s, you know, they came and they got all these young girls out of the houses and they took them down to Newcastle town at Gallowgate, and yeah, that was that, really horrible. And there's been reportings of signs of ghostly, you know, signs of these young ladies. And it was all to do with the witch hunters, you know. And of course you had the same thing going on in Salem. But I just think that, because my philosophy on this is, because we are healing, we are purging. And it's the same with the land. And I think if you're connected with the land as well, the land needs healed as well. So you'll have all them unrested souls, you know, which were taken at the time. And of course, where I live, it's definitely where, you know, you've the Roman wall, you know, when the Romans invaded Britain. And I'm right, you know, I'm not far from a Saxon old village and, you know, all that type of thing. So it's like, it's very ghostly around here. There was one night I heard galloping, and it was when I first moved into the house, and I had nets up. That's shown how long ago it was. I've got blinds up at the lounge living room window now, and I heard galloping. I looked out, and there was literally a Roman soldier galloping along the walkway, you know. So there's a lot of energy, a lot of sightings of Roman soldiers and stuff like that. So I think that wherever you are living, there needs to be healing on the ground, and I think that there's a lot of healers possibly would agree with this, that there's a lot of grid work what needs doing. You know, I've been doing grid work. No doubt some of you might have been doing grid work, you know, just healing the land, healing ley lines. Yeah? What are ley lines? Ley lines are energy lines, you know, which are like the veins of earth, basically. Chakras, veins of earth, that type of thing. So there's a lot of healing to be done. So I want to say there's going to be a lot of eruptions to take place, especially to do with these e-files which has been covered up. You know, definitely covered up. So Daisy changes put here, Louise, do you think the Freemasons lodges are over ley lines? I'm not so sure on that one, but I do know that Stonehenge will be, places like that. So the Freemasons will be like gathering places, and God knows what they get up to in there. God knows. But definitely, I tell you where else there was a porthole, was Alistair Crowley's house, which got burned down up at, was it Loch Ness? So Alistair Crowley, you know, he was a well-known magician, occultist. He had property up in the Highlands of Scotland, and it was for sale. And then all of a sudden it got burned down. And there was reportings that there was a chapel there what got burned down as well. So the original chapel had the trapped souls there. And what Crowley used to do, he used to have these gatherings, these witch gatherings. Excuse me. You can read up on this. And they used to do all sorts of things, from sex magic to God knows what. This you're going back into the swinging 20s and all of that, right? And there were no doubt they would be smoking opium and God knows whatever they were up to up there. But he was opening portals, and he was doing ceremonies on the land where the chapel had burned down, which is where his property was. And he was performing magic, and it was working. So he'd opened some sort of like Stargate or something he had done. So it's all to do with like energy work, really, in a strange sort of way. So energy work can be done for good, but it can also be done for bad. Do you see what I mean? So because that never got healed, excuse me, it never got healed, and obviously he died, and then whoever's had the property afterwards, they've never been able to stay there. You know, I think there was a rock band, there was a famous rocker artist what had it at one point. If anybody knows who it is, you can comment on the link and let us know. But yeah, then obviously because it wasn't healed, then Crowley's actual, whoever had it, they were on holiday, they were selling it, and it got burnt down. So that to me is definite proof that energy, if it doesn't heal, it comes back around. So it's not just on people, because I know this would be in a shamanic healer. If you don't heal, it can manifest and come back, right? It's the same where it can happen on land as well. So land needs healed as well. I just needed to tell you that. And I feel that we've got Salem. Is that in Massachusetts? Is that where Salem is? So maybe there's going to be some disturbances around that area. You've also got New York and you've got 9/11. And, you know, I mean, I don't know there's been any healers who went there. So Glinda's put here, Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin owned Crowley's house. Thank you, Glinda. Yeah. So you've got 9/11. So that, I don't know if anyone's gone there and they've done the healing in that place, but that needs to be healed. It literally, any psychics in America who are watching this now and who are in New York, you need to gather together with your friends and you need to go and get your little white tea light candles, or you need to go and do a prayer in that area with some holy water. It needs healed. And I think this is what, or even if it's just sending off the intention, you don't actually even have to go there. You can do it by thought as well, because that's where we're at the minute. So Salem is outside of Boston. Okay. All right. Yeah. So Moonflowers put here, yes, I was born in Salem, Massachusetts. Oh, wow. Interesting. So I just think that London is another place what needs healed. You've got what happened when you're going way back to the Tudors and the gross things they used to do, you know, and they would hang their heads on the bridge and God knows what. There's all these different places what need healed, and there'll be places in Scotland, there'll be places all over the world. Germany's another place. Auschwitz. I literally could not go there. I'd pass out. My brother went there. I literally couldn't go, you know. But has anybody been to Auschwitz? You know, what was it like? I literally couldn't cope with the energies. I think I would be in a state. But it does need some very powerful psychics going into Auschwitz to cleanse the whole place, to heal the souls that could be trapped there. And there's another place here in the north of England where I live, and it's called Chillingham Castle. And the people who own the place, they make a lot of money by having people stay over. The whole place is literally haunted, okay? I've been on the grounds at night time. It's the most terrifying place ever, and I've done some ghost hunts, okay? And I went with a friend one night, and it's literally like Dracula's castle, right? And the gates, when it's shut, it's got a bat wings on it. So apparently it was a lord or something what lived there, and he went mad. He was mad, and he had all these women and children trapped in the place, and he murdered them. He was a crazy lunatic, right? A sociopath. And consequently, you've got all these trapped souls in this castle, and people go and stay the night, and it can be exciting. But the thing is, you don't realise that what about them poor souls which are trapped there? Do you know what I mean? And it needs to be released. So I could just go on and on and on, you know, and where does the energy stop? I think trees hold energy, you know, animals hold energy. You know, it's never ending. And hatred is another thing. What's happening at the minute? You've got so much hatred. What's going on online? If you're not fitting in or da-di-da, you've got people throwing hatred towards Erica Kirk. You've got people throwing hatred towards Donald Trump. Whatever the reason, it's just not on. I don't agree with it. I think it's wrong. I think that, you know, people can pay you off. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, hatred is another level. And I think that it's so toxic at the minute because people, it's like your words is like weapons. Yeah? And energy, everything is energy. As Sue says, everything is frequency. So true. So this is a message for all light workers tonight and anybody who's watching this. We just have to do our bit the best we can. And I think this is where we're at the minute. And I think that we're in for a storm. There's a storm coming. Okay, I like what Celestial Fleece has put here. Trump derangement syndrome is pretty rapid still and rent-free in a lot of heads. Yeah. It's just awful, isn't it? It's I don't know what to say. I mean, you don't have to be keen on him, do you know what I mean? But there's no need to go to the full extent of hatred. But I just don't know. I just think it's just everyone's got their reason for being the way they are, but hatred is not a good thing to hold on to. Hatred's not good. It can cause illness. And that's where we're at the minute. So it's very important that you protect your bubbles. You use your crystals. If you feel like you've had a bad day, use your salt. Put in your bath if you can, or the salt scrub in your shower. Prayer's a good thing, you know. Just believing, you know. If you're living near the seaside, fantastic. Nothing better than walking along the sea with your salt in your feet and that, you know what I mean? But even if you can't do that, there's people who are living in apartments and they haven't got baths and stuff like that. Just get like a foot spa thing or an old washing up bowl. Put some, you know, sort of Epsom salts in and soak your feet. Nothing more better than that. Sea salt's very good. I like Epsom salts, sea salts, Dead Sea salts. I like that magnesium flakes. I think they're great for the bath. I'm not so keen. This is just my personal preference. I don't seem to do well with the pink salts for some unknown reason. I always feel poorly after I've had the pink salts in my bath. But the white salts work really well for me. So it's just whatever takes your fancy. But aromatherapy oils is another good thing you can use as well. Remember, there's only so many aromatherapy oils you can put directly on your skin. Otherwise, you need the carrier oils. Otherwise, it can burn you. But you use your own carrier oils with olive oil. You know, you can put some olive oil in a little egg cup. And then you could drop, like, say, a few drops of lavender in, essential oil. And you can just put that all over your body after you've had, like, a nice bath with a few drops in. And then if you've got your fresh linen on your bed and you can sprinkle some lavender on the pillow, you'll sleep like a baby. You'll sleep like a baby. And it's much better than all the pharmaceutical drugs, you know, which people take to knock themselves out to go to sleep. Just remember, everything's frequency and energy. So it's very important that we protect our energies, because what's to come is going to have what on the edge of our seats. And this is what I'm going to look into tonight. Okay? Okay. Right. This is really woo-woo what I'm getting tonight. So I'm seeing sort of secret files, secrets locked away. And it's not just to do with the Epstein files, it's to do with a lot of things to do with the secrets of Earth. And they're locked away in vaults, you know. But it's strange because it looks like it's in... this is what I'm saying, right? It's the new technology coming in, and it's being locked away and it's coming in. My God. This world is going to be so unrecognizable 10 years from now, 20 years from now. Ooh. But there is new figures coming in, new currency coming in, a new balance coming in. So I talked about this last week, or did I talk about it maybe a few weeks ago? So when I was a little girl, I'm showing my age now. When I was a little girl, I did decimalisation at school. And before they switched it over to the new pound and pennies and that. So something like that's coming again, where it'll be easy for the children to pick up, but it's going to be harder for the older people to pick up. So there's going to be a new currency coming in. So that makes me think that there's a world event to bring this in. I've got a big question mark in the middle of the crystal ball. And there's going to be 3 staged events. Now, they're real. They're definitely real. Was it 1971? Was it, Linda? I don't know. I was just a little girl. I remember doing the decimalisation at school. Like I was at baby school, you know, Baba school. So anyway, so there's 3 sort of major events to take place, and it's going to be like a distraction, but it's also, it's taken with, it's helping them to push in this new system. That's the only way I can sort of describe it, which is really weird. And I've talked about this before, where there's like a situation where it has we're on the edge of our seats. And we actually don't know, it's quite worrying, but it's going to be okay. It's a bit like a Bay the Pig situation. I'm seeing a bay, and I'm getting Black Sea. I'm seeing a cove on the map, and I see lots of smoke and cloud. And there's worry. I'm seeing Putin's face, and he's coming right out of this crystal ball tonight. Right, there's a lot of subliminal messages what's taking place online at the minute. Some of it's good, some of it's not. We have to be very careful. But it's like this certain leaders are also talking in code. So we need to learn to read between the lines of what's actually going to be happening over the next 2 to 3 weeks. And it's going to be all on stage to do with Trump, and I believe possibly in the Middle East. Possibly. If they're giving us the East, unless it's the other East. But I feel it's still the Middle East involved. But I'm also seeing Putin as well. Yeah, so XRP is going to do really well. I've been trying to find, because I say so much within my predictions, and it doesn't really matter, but if anybody remembers it, where I had said in one of my lives, I had talked about, in my will predictions, I had talked about that there was going to be a sudden passing of somebody within the truth community, and it was going to be a shock. I think I may have even described the person who was being fair to the face. If anybody can remember that, can you please comment or help us to find it? Because I wanted to clip it. Yeah, I feel it's as if that, definitely I feel that there's been attacks on people who've been trying to tell the truth and stuff like that. But I do feel that we're coming into a new way of thinking, and I feel like we're leaving a lot of our old way of thinking behind. There's going to be a new movement, and this is definitely for healing in the truth community. I think there's a lot more positive thinking after great change to take place. I like what David's put here, and it's just flew up there. You'll have to say that again, David. Something about Trump's not running the show, somebody else is, and I totally agree with that. Like, that's just like you've got the government we know, and then you've got like the shadow government behind it. Yeah. Okay. Big changes ahead. So much. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Right, so we had the recent visit with King Charles and Trump, and it was a good speech, mind what Charlie made, right, wasn't it? There was a touch of sarcasm in there, like towards Trump, but it seemed like they got on really well because King Charles has such a way of putting things over, doesn't he? It's as if I felt King Charles was like humoring him. But it was a pleasant visit, and I feel there was a lot of fussing going on behind the scenes. Trump was making a right fuss for them because he likes anything to do with the royals, and even though there's been that tension there, which I did see would happen, and I predicted that as well, I felt Trump, it was a big thing for Trump, do you know what I mean? I think that he quite likes the fact that he's friendly with a king type of thing. I feel it was pretty good. I think there was also a lot of conversation that they had afterwards behind the scenes when nobody else seen. In talks of Trump going over to the UK as well. So there was pleasantries. I don't feel they're related because, well, the royal family we've got now, I mean, they're German heritage, aren't they? And as far as I can gather, I believe Trump's like Scottish heritage, isn't he? I've never thought of that, but yeah, I think there was a lot of pleasantries behind the scenes, a lot of good food, that type of thing. I think President Trump doesn't drink alcohol, does he? There may have been offer of alcohol for King Charles, but he turned it back as well because of his medications he's on. So, you're looking at elderly gentlemen here, you know what I mean? But they had a nice time together, that type of thing. So, there'll be more visits to come. There'll be lots of arrows in the sky, red arrows, big military display. I'm not sure if it's the next time Trump comes or just after, there's going to be a display of the RAF, and it's all going to be very, as we say, like pomp, pomp and all of that. It's going to be very British. And when Trump next comes, I don't know if it's the next time or the time after, but it's as if there's a showing off, and there's going to be a great showing off to do with the US as well. So there's something big coming to do with military. Remember, this is all showboat. All these people who are, like King Charles and Trump, it's all show people, But at least it's not nasty news we're getting, you know what I mean? Okay. This is interesting. What am I getting here? I'm seeing cartel. I don't know what the hell I'm tapping into here. This is really weird. Take note of this, right? And it's as if there's some big operation going on at the minute, and I don't know how something big could take place in the US, but the cartel's behind it. So there's something coming. There's something happening at the moment. Explosions. There's something coming in the US. There's some event in the cartels, mafia connected behind it. I mean, this swamp is just so deep. You know, it's so mucky. It's I can't even say it's on. There's a side. It's infected on both sides. You know what I mean? It's just awful. You know what I'm getting here, and this is crazy, and I have to say this really, really, I don't know why I'm getting this vision, but can anybody remember the film Point Break with Keanu Reeves in? And there was Patrick Swayze, and there were surfers, but there were bank robbers. Can you remember that? I love that film. Wasn't there a load of great films in the 90s? But I'm seeing a situation with the bank robbers again, and I don't know. Then we had in the 60s over here, we had the Great Train Robbery, and you had Phil Collins, what played Buster in the film. If you haven't seen that, that's a good film, and he played one of the lead train robbers, and they got away with it, but you know, he came back and he got arrested and all of that. But I'm saying there's something about a big bank robbery coming or something. Outlaws. There's something. Somebody's planning something. So watch for something like that, you know. Diamond thieves. And then I'm seeing big yachts. Big yachts. Then I'm getting Epstein. So this is what's bouncing out of this crystal ball. So what we've got to do is you've got to try, you're like a detective. We have to try to piece it together, you know, so it all makes sense at the time when it all comes out. Okay. Somebody messages and says, you know, you've got it wrong. And there's been many who we think that he's still alive, you know, because he came through on somebody's ghost box or something, Epstein. And I says, well, that may be so, but I know what I know. Do you know? I know what I see. And I still think he's still alive. We're all allowed to have our opinions. But then you've got all these women and they've never had justice. And then you've got Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's going to do really well. You know what I mean? I can see Marjorie all over the television screen coming into the second half of the, you know, when you're coming into the midterms and into next year. There's something big coming in around Marjorie Taylor Greene. So that's interesting. Yeah. Is she going to be running for something? Interesting. Or maybe it's just that I'm seeing in this crystal ball that she's going to be helping the women, you know, for justice. Okay. The next 2 to 3 weeks is interesting. When could this crash be? I'm just trying my best to see what I can pick up for you. Because I'm darting backwards and forwards here. They've got this written. This was in the guide stones. It's like we're on some sort of strange timeline. That film was on, was it yesterday afternoon? Adam was watching it. Back to the Future. Yeah, I love that. You know, the Back to the Future film from the 80s was on the telly. Time traveling. Okay. It's just, I don't know why I'm getting posh yachts and bank robbers and diamond smugglers and spies. There's something to come out to do with the Epstein Island or something. There's something to be leaked. Okay. Big news to come in around the royal family. Okay. I see announcements from China. Announcements to do with Xi Jinping, is it? Okay. Will the women get justice? Eventually, but they have to heal as well, don't they? There's a lot of people with trauma. I just think that it's horrible what's happened, really horrid. But I just think it's part of, there's a bigger picture here. There's a massive bigger picture with all of this. Okay. But we are going into New Earth. We're going into a new wave. There's a new system coming in. It's coming through really strong tonight in this crystal ball. Wow. I see interviews and I see him like, you know, when you're under the spotlight, a bit like if you've been arrested. Have you ever been arrested? I've been arrested. I'm not that I'm proud of it, but I was arrested once. I got into a fight with a neighbour and I got arrested. But anyway, to cut long story short, it came to nothing. You know, I've got my solicitor and everything, but it was a horrible situation at the time. But anyway, you know when you're interrogated by the police and you've got like the spotlight on you. And I'm seeing Benjamin Netanyahu like under the spotlight. Weird. Oh, that's awful, Helen. I've never seen that video. Bloody hell, are you sure it's real? Was the neighbour's name Karen? It was a man. Well, I was arguing with a woman, but she sent her husband round to do us in, so I pushed him and he fell into the hedge and he cut himself. I mean, nobody comes onto my land, so I just pushed him and he silly bugger fell back. He was a big guy as well, and he fell back into the hedge and cut himself, so they got the police out onto us. But, you know, luckily for me, I had the CCTV cameras to prove what they did. Do you know what I mean? So it all got sorted out. But hey-ho. Just one of them strange... It was around a full moon. It was around a retrograde and a full moon, you know what I mean? But it was a long time ago. Do you know what I mean? I was young as well. I mean, I don't go around having bloody punch-ups with people now. Do you know what I mean? You know? But that's what happened. Okay. Now I just talk to my neighbours over the fence about growing tomatoes and pruning hedges and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? How times have changed over the last 30 years. Okay. Yeah, so there's different timelines here, you know. It's all very weird. Right, so I'm getting this spaceship thing. This is it Artemis 2? Am I pronouncing that right? I'm sure that's what my mother sat and watched. She sat up on. I didn't even know about it, and she told us, "Oh, I sat and watched the moon. The moon. They were going around the moon." I says, "Were they? I didn't even know about it." Anyway, was it real? Yes, it was real. Now, there'll be a lot of people, and I don't want haters. I do not want haters emailing us in saying, no, it wasn't real, right? This is my show. I can say what I want, right? I'm telling you now that they did go there. But, listen to this. This is all part of that plan. All part of that plan. Bringing it all in. So they went around the dark side of the moon. They would have known that there's other things going on the dark side of the moon. So my friend, my lovely YouTuber friend who passed away, another good soul, Bruce Seasall, and I'm sure his videos are still up there, his channel. He had his brilliant telescope. He's a Canadian lad, Bruce. He with the remarkable footage that guy was picking up. And I mean, I know there's some very talented ufologists online at the moment, right? But Bruce was on another level with how he put his stuff together and what he was doing. He used to do live shows like this, but it was just unreal. The footage, you could see the cities up there. You could see, the traffic coming in and out, what he was doing, that he must have been really rubbing them up the wrong way. What he was putting out, you know what I mean? And just an amazing truth seeker. So I feel that this is all part of the plan. I feel that they are bringing everything into reality. Like, oh yeah, it's just norm to go around the moon and back, because yeah, they're doing it anyway. They're literally flying around the galaxy. It's like Star Trek out there. Star Wars. Actually, I've had Star Trek on this afternoon as well. Voyager. The cats love it. So that they have to like get way used to this, to see what I mean? Because there's so much sightings that we're seeing now. I've got a young lady, one of my clients who's in California, and the amount of sightings over there at the minute is unreal. You know what I mean? And people are gathering to watch it. The best one's Billy Maya. I mean, that was amazing, wasn't it, Sylvia? So you've got the alien disclosure stuff going on. So I think they've never stopped doing this. They've been travelling backwards and forwards all the time. So they just thought, oh, well, we're going to have to make a big thing of this and bring it out in the open. So that there's going to be more of this, so expect more. The next thing it'll be a man standing on ground on Mars. When the man stands in snow, we will know the truth. That's what's coming next. You know what I mean? It's a brilliant time to be alive. We're going to get disclosure sooner than what you think. It's really exciting stuff. You know what I mean? So they're doing all sorts of things behind the scenes here, I think there's secret arrests going on. We're never going to find out everything, you know what I mean? But I think that, going back to BB, I do think that there's something strange going on with criminal stuff they're trialing them for, or they're trying to. So there's something going on, because I've seen the spotlight on them. But going back to this Artemis 2, yeah, I mean, it was exciting for them, the astronauts, because they were the ones showing it. You know how all of a sudden you had Neil Armstrong, all right, who apparently went to the moon. I remember my dad, I was just a little girl, and my dad was night feeding my brother Paul. My mother had gone to bed, And it was well, my brother was born in 1969. So when did all that happen, the moon landing? Does anybody know? When was it? So anyway, my dad was burping Paul when they said one step for mankind or something. And he went to put the flag, the American flag, into the moon, onto the surface. And Paul burped. And I just thought it was really, really funny. It's like a joke in the family, like what happened. And so then all of a sudden it stopped. And there's been interviews with different astronauts and all of that. And they wouldn't talk about it and stuff like that. It was 1969, yeah, because Paul was a baby, yeah. Because Paul was born in June. Yeah. So I would have been 4. I would have been in bed. I was 4 years old. So then all of a sudden it stopped. And then, because I believe there's still been activity and there's been, I think they've gone there. I think there's been aliens there. I think there's, I've done remote viewing there. There's been military there. It's all going on over there. All right. And my understanding of many times remote viewing that place, I think there's people even being born there. I think there's cities up there and everything. And it's all been hidden. So what's happening now is they're starting to bring it more into a reality. It's just the norm, to go to the moon and back. So Karen Wells didn't know that Bruce Seasall had passed. Yes, that was last year. Horrendous. What awful. So Bruce passed away, then David Wilcox passed away. It's just awful, isn't it? And there's been many others, you know what I mean? It's awful. But Bruce was such a sweet soul. Another sweet, sweet man. I tell you what, heaven is gathering in their angels tonight, aren't they? So it's just them, they are preparing us. So you've got television, vision, yeah. It's like they're just preparing way for things like the society to what's to come, So what we know is just nothing to what's really going on out there. I mean, they're bloody FaceTiming each other all over the galaxy, you know what I mean? From planet to planet. It's definitely beam me up, Scotty, what's happening. And I've said this for a long time. We are the Flintstones, really. We're stuck in bloody bedrock. We are stuck in bedrock. But it's about to change. It's about to change. What a time to be alive. And then you've had all them scientists passing over. So there's still that eat going on, that sort of people getting taken out and taken down and all of that. So to me, there's still dark players at play. But you've also got good guys out there, and we need to start focusing on that. We need to start focusing on the good stuff. So it's whatever the baddies are trying to do and stop with from having this free energy and all of that, they can only stop it for so long. That's what I'm saying. So there is different layers of controllers. So they are going to bring all of this into a reality. So we're getting prepared for contact. So to have contact, they have to bring up to technology to what they have. Basically. Television, yes. There's been a lot of secret stuff going on. I was just actually watching before I came out as well. A fantastic somebody on YouTube, and he had bought some land just outside of the borders of Area 51, and he was just like knocking about and having a look, and that it was just looked amazing. I don't know if I would want to live there, mind. You know what I mean? Could you imagine it? You just don't know what's going to be in your backyard, do you? You'd get up in the middle of the night and go and have a little look at the stars in the garden, and let's go and see how my daffodils are doing. And then all of a sudden you've got a little tea standing in your garden. I don't know if I could cope with that. Could you? So there's like the reality And this is somebody who I channel beings, you know, I know it's happening. But there's people out there who are still really, really scared. You know what I mean? So they have to get used to other life forms. This is what's going to happen. Yeah, and you don't know what's watching you, do you? So even though we may have, like, the Hunger Games is what Angelo's put here, you know, where they are ruling with, you know, like the elite, you know what I mean? I still feel there's going to be a breakthrough with the good side. To bring what up to date, because it's not the technology what's the problem, it's who's been behind it. So what they've done is they've just used the technology to spy on with and all of this, and I feel once it all comes out, this new super duper technology, it's going to be a case of they won't, you know, we will all know that we're being looked upon, spied, but there's going to be clause and things we can sign, and to get out of things, we're going to have more. People don't talk about this, and I'm going to talk about it. I can foresee into the future, and I can see that there'll be so many laws online that will protect us. So yes, it's like, yes, they're going to be tracking we, but the bloody tracking we now, yeah, without our consent. Without our consent, they're doing it. Exactly what Edward Snowden said. You know, so we may as well have it out in the open and then know what's going on when we're entering into something on a site. You've got literally no idea what's to come, but it's going to give them more rights. I think the change is scary, and I think the change, but we have to be up to date with this future world before they bring in the others, because that's what's about to happen. And some of these others are already here. Yeah. But also I'm getting there's going to be, because of this new system, it's going to stop a lot of the trafficking what's happening, and a lot of dark underground network stuff what's happening. Okay. So yes, the crystal ball has shown me here tonight that Artemis did happen, and they thought they'll bring it in. There'll be more to come. In fact, there's going to be something big before the year's out. Big. Let me get a drink of water. Watch me cat doesn't jump up here, because she has just a seat pincher. So 2 minutes. Cheers. We are bringing Atlantis back. I think we've been stuck in Atlantis for a long time. You know, there's going to be so many sightings. I might pull some cards out on the ET stuff, actually. Let's just have a few minutes, and then I'll get back into the reading again. Are you enjoying it? I think I want to pull some cards out on UK as well. It's got us a little concerned about the farmers, because I think the farmers they've had a really raw deal, you know, what the governments are doing and that, you know what I mean? Okay. Whoops. Right, I'm going to shuffle the cards. As well, on the subject of Artemis, ET stuff, let's see what's going to happen this year. Yeah, so unfortunately in this world, we've got good and bad here because it's school, isn't it? It's where everybody comes. And at the minute, it's like there's such an imbalancement. The baddies have been getting away with a lot of stuff for a long, long time. So it's like the Satanists are like on the rise at the minute, aren't they? But I do believe that you can't eradicate all the bad people off the planet. It's just physically impossible because we're living in school. But we're going to get more balance back. Is there going to be UFO? Is there going to be alien disclosure this year? Please give us a true answer. See, I've never believed that we're going to have a mass arrival. I think I've always maintained it's going to be individuals who are going to get the contact, and it's going to be in small communities or individual people. But I just want to check. True answer, please. These are all cards, by the way. I always get that card. I always get that card. Look at that. It's like he's popping out of the UFO. I mean, I know it's the moon, right? But look at that. I mean, you can't write it, can you? Yoo-hoo! It's us. We're here. I do believe it's possible that there's a lot of individuals, right, who are going to get contact. All right. The moon card. I've got the double moon. As you know, I work with a couple of different decks. But I also think that we could also be tricked. It's not ruling it out. Now, I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen. This could be one of the events that could take place. Just remember my words. It's something like Disclosure Day, E.T. Spielberg movie, yeah. Going back to his old movie, Close Encounters of the Third Kind from the 70s. When he was telling everybody, they were saying get out of the city because there's something wrong with the air, but there wasn't anything wrong with the air because they knew they were coming. So I think that I think what's going to happen here is there's going to be an event, and it's going to be controlled because they're going to try and control the masses. But people won't buy it. People will not buy it. Why have they hidden all of this? They've hidden this because to bring the ET stuff out and to bring it all out to do with the other worlds and that, it's the far advanced technology, and then it's free energy. And they've tried, it's a prison planet here because they wanted to control whereby we're paying gas and electric and control we're in a prison. Yeah, I mean, you've got to have some form of order. We know that, but at the same time, when there's free energy there, we could be a lot better off as a human race. So there's a dark network of individuals who've been trying to control we're like lab rats, really. In a nutshell, yeah. But they're not going to win. That's what I want to say. It's like the truth is going to come out. So look at that. There's like the monoliths on that. But it's going to be deceit. Definite deceit. But look at the hounds looking up. You know, we're going to get... Some of it's going to be real and some of it's not going to be real. How do you know the difference? I'm not an expert. I'm really not an expert. I'm somebody who can contact them and, you know, telepathically, but I'm not somebody who daily goes and knows much about UFOs, okay? My understanding is that you've got to use your intuition. If it feels good, it's good. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. You know when they are extraterrestrials. I have read somewhere, and I believe it's true, that if you get close up, I have been close up to one, by the way, and it was with a friend, Simon. I don't know if he's watching, he's probably in bed now. And it was in the middle of a farmer's field. And it was literally, we could have touched the bloody damn thing. He parked the car up. I mean, we were brave. And we went into the field, and it was literally hovering over me. And it was black triangular. And what we said in our heads telepathically to each other is we were shocked. Oh shit, this is it. This is it. And at the time I had the dogs, and he had got his cats. I didn't have the cats then. And I just thought, never mind my son, who I live with, but like, oh, I've got to get back to my babies, you know what I mean? My babies, my fur babies. And he was thinking the same thing. And as soon as we thought that, the thing shot up and went. Now, to me, if that had been some evil person flying that machine, they wouldn't have given two shits about us being worried about our fur babies, would they? They would have just sucked up onto the damn thing. But to me, whoever was flying that, be it either if it was man, because man, I do believe they've got all this anti-gravity stuff already in the secret governments, or if it was ET stuff, if it was ETs flying it, whoever it was, they knew we were scared and they went. You know, because they were literally, we were like that looking, we could have touched it. We could have touched it. And it's so strange, you know, because it was about a few months, it happened before I got the breast cancer. And it makes you wonder if there was radiation coming off that damn thing. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? I just thought about that. There's me water. So anyway, I do know that it wasn't making a noise, and it wasn't anything that we have. So it was reading our minds. It was definitely reading our minds. So I think that there's something what's going to be staged, and there's some things are going to be real. That's what I'm getting, what's going to happen. Interesting. So Jeff Irwin's put here, when I was about 9, I saw a small blonde child across the field. She vanished before my eyes. Wow. Wow. I've heard so many tales about extraterrestrials. You know, from clients. You know, not far from where my mother lives, there's a client of mine, and she said she got up early one Sunday morning and to put the kettle on, and she looked out of the kitchen window, and there was a blinking UFO hovering above her garden. And she called upon her mum, and her mum came, and they were like looking, and they were like, wow, look at this. And it was a disc. It was a disc shape. And then it just flew off. So they're about, but, you know, so they've been here a long, long time. Then you've got all the drones going on. And this is why I think, you know, be it if you like Trump or you don't like Trump, he knows a lot what's going on. He does know a lot what's going on, do you know what I mean? And when I read his wings, he's where he needs to be at this time. But it did say that when he leaves, he's going to leave very abruptly. It did also say that. But it was interesting. Everybody's where they need to be on this sort of chessboard at this time. Let's go deeper into this. Yeah, there's going to be some FF, do you know what I mean? Like a false flag type of situation. That's coming through quite strong. And then some of it's going to be real. So yeah, that's what I was going to say. So the ones who have told me that when you get close up to them, if you see that they've got the nuts and the bolts, it's normally man-made. But if they're very sort of sheery and crystal looking, it could be the extraterrestrials who are flying them. But I don't know. You know, this is just my experience of being up against. I've seen them. I've got pictures of them. I've taken videos. I've communicated with them, you know, and a lot of people are doing that. Like if you can see me now, flash, and then the flash in the sky and all of that. Do you know what I mean? So it's going on, and it's been going on a long, long time. A long, long time. Long before I came onto this planet, and many of you did. They've been here a long, long time. But I just think that it's because the technology is evolving with our iPhones, and we are getting closer to the truth, because we're all running around with these blinking iPhones and we're catching this stuff on camera. And it's not just UFOs, you know, they can pick up on spirit as well. You can pick up orbs. If you go around late at night with your camera on your iPhone and just take a video, da-di-da-di-da, and then play it back, I can guarantee you'll pick up orbs. And sometimes if you take a picture still of them, you can blow up and see faces in the orbs. You might see your grandma in the orb or something like that. Yeah. So someone's put, yeah, they are flying across Leamington 2 years back. Yeah, they're all over the place. All over the place. And I think there's too many sightings now, but we're also spiritually evolving. So they can't really hold it back. They know they can't hold it back for much longer. But it's not a big deal. They don't want mass panic. So I think what they're going to do is they're dripping it in. So there's going to be more sightings. If this is what I'm getting, more sightings are coming in of it. Okay, so expect it to happen. And I think if you want it to happen as well, I think you'll get that contact, you know. But not everybody wants the contact late at night. And my experience is, if you want contact with an extraterrestrial being, take control of the situation and say, please come through the day, in the afternoon. You know, there's nothing more daunting. You know, like 1 o'clock in the morning when it's dark and everybody's in bed and, you know, everything's quiet when it's going on. But if it's in the afternoon or the daytime and it's a lovely sunny day outside, it's not so bad. A bit like Billy Myers. Was it Billy Myers when he was sitting on the hill, smoking away there, and this UFO turns up and this gorgeous bird jumps out with a full-on spacesuit on? That's his experience, you know what I mean? So there's nothing more daunting, I think, than late at night or the middle of the night. So if you want that experience, tell them to come through the day, because they are here. They are walking in and out of our reality. Okay. Yeah. 10 years from now. 10 years from now. The new systems in place. I get a lot to do with blockchain. I don't understand it, but I'm seeing everything's digital. Everything's digital. There's still cash floating about, so you can still have cash. Not everybody's going to want it. And that's where the people's choices come in. And I've seen this before, where you've got New Earth and you've got like a sort of a crystal grid going on. And then you've got people who are just totally opted out of it, doing their own thing. But I'm telling you now, we're going to be living amongst these others. These others are going to come into our reality. Okay. I'm just a little concerned that there could be some sort of a catastrophic event of a WAR situation, and it's man you've got to be careful of, not ETs. It's man who could blow this bloody planet up, not ETs. But I feel we're going to have extraterrestrial contact. I've been feeling it for the last few months, really strong. So what do as the people of Earth is we keep grounded, and as we see in Britain, keep calm and carry on, and, you know, be good to our neighbours, good to our family, and try to prep. Try to look after ourselves. I come on here once a week, you know what I mean? And sometimes when I'm a little bit close to things where they don't want me talking about things, you can guarantee something will fucking happen. You know what I mean? They'll try and... We're being so tracked, you know what I mean? And poor David, you know, it seems like they were getting to him with his finances and everything. So we really have to fight. This is really a war of information, but we really also have to be so strong. We have to get our big boy pants on here, and we have to be really strong. We have to find the warrior within we. Because we're not going to be taken down that easy. Okay? What will the contact be like? Let me have to think. What will contact be like? They don't want mass panic. They're going to do it in such a matter-of-fact way. They're going to bring it out in a scientific way. The good guys, right? So we get used to it. I mean, we're going to read between the lines. I'm going to say, oh yeah, whatever. Do you know what I mean? But at least it's a step two. It's a step forward in the right direction. Laws are going to change a lot as well. There's me Viking card. I think that I see that is the warrior card as well, the King of Cups, you know. Bringing back what we need. We're healing our ancestral roots. You know, so for my ancestors, you've got the fishing. I've got the Danes and me, and you know, Newcastle where I live. It's all to do with the fishermen. I mean, this town where I live was so self-sufficient with coal and fish. And what the frigging government did, you know, they stopped it all, you know what I mean? So now we don't have the coal, and now we don't have the fish because they got all, you know, I think it was France took it or something or other, but it's not the same as it was. And poor fishermen don't make the money that they used to, you know. That was it. I was going to look into the farmers, wasn't I? So what we're doing is we're healing our ancestral roots. So everybody in this audience now is exactly where you need to be, even if you don't like living where you're living. All right? So I feel I'm where I need to be, and you need to be where you need to be to heal in that part of the land, or to standing strong with our staffs. And I'm on about metaphorically, you know what I mean? Like standing there, you know, and believing in protecting my lands and that type of thing. Yes, exactly. You can thank Maggie Thatcher for that. Yeah. Things will never be the same. The world is changing. Godspeed. This is so true, Sue. So true. So yeah, we've got the angel walking on water. This is angels and demons that we're in now. You know, we're on the edge of it all happening. And it's not just me been talking about this. There's been many talking about this, okay? So it is it's just such a big time to be alive. So it's about just doing the inner work on yourself and not being afraid. You haven't got to be afraid. You haven't got time to be afraid. You literally can't be afraid. Imagine like you've just all joined the army. A bit like, I used to love that film, was it Private Benjamin? And you got trucked into the deep end. That would be me if I went in the army. Do you know what I mean? But this is what we need to be. We need to be standing strong and not be afraid, because you've got nothing to be afraid of. Because being afraid is just, it's weakness. You do not need it. You do not need to be shown any signs of weakness at all. Protect our aura space. The army of Earth. Don't be like that. And what they tend to do is if they can't get to it physically, they can get to it monetary wise or whatever. Whatever, okay? And we just got to stand strong. At the end of the day, they can't get blood out of a stone. Do you know what I mean? Just got to stand strong. You can only do your best. Fear is an illusion. Exactly what F's put there. I don't believe there'll be nuclear. Well, I hope not. But I think that you've got all this other weaponry stuff what's out there, haven't you? I get pulse frequency weaponry and all of that. A bit like that film. Exactly what Venice has put here. Keep them out of your head. Don't give them heart space. So that's me Moses card, okay? What Moses went through. We've got to stand strong. Okay. Okay, so people worry about, how will this affect with financially if there's going to be a crash. I can't speak for everybody, but I do believe that at the moment it's not a very fair world, is it? I mean, we've got prices which are rising. We've got foods rising by the day. Yeah, you've got, and I do fear that there's going to be, before we have this switch over, I think that the gas and the electric, everything's going to go skyrocket. I mean, we are heading into British summertime now, but come the end of the year, I do worry. So we just have to prep ahead and we just have to think. Don't panic. Think what our grannies went through in the World War II and all of that type of thing. Do you know what I mean? They were savvy, they thought savvy, you know what I mean? They nothing brought them down. They had coal fires. They didn't have supermarkets. They went to the corner shop. They were on rations. But they were fine. We just think, just don't panic. It's the worst thing you can do. Right? When will Starmer go? I do worry that there's something to do with their farms. The tyrants over here in the UK, you know what I mean? Then you've got that bloody Tory, whatchamacallit. He's trying to change something to do with the pensions. I just think it's going to get worse before it gets better. And I think that what we can only do is try our best into prep. Right? Okay. It's hard to prep when you're on a budget. I get you. But even if you're just buying an extra tin a week or an extra packet of rice a week or whatever, it's better than anything. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think it would be a long drawn out thing if we had to prep. But I do think it's possible there is a timeline where we could have rations if things get a little bit nasty. You know what I mean? To do with this block with the trade and stuff like that. But yes, we do need to prep. What is Starmer dealing with? He's dealing with the hidden controllers, the deep state. That's what he's dealing with. Some people would say that he's even that, but I don't know. I just think that he's in for, like Trump, that they're where they need to be at this certain point, but they're not always going to be there. Does that make sense? Voting will come early in the UK. How they're going to do with the local elections. Not very good. Labour's not going to do very good. I think there'll be certain places which will stay Labour, But I think there's going to be a rise in, is it UKIP? What is it? What's it called? With Nigel Farage? I think there'll be a rise with them. But I also think the Tories are going to not do too badly either. You know what I mean? Reform. Yes, reform. I think it's going to be quite a split time in the middle type of thing, but it's also showing that the Labour's in trouble. That's what I feel. Remember that, okay? But reform, I think, is going to do a little bit better than what you think. Yeah, that's coming through really strong there. Let me just double check. The next few weeks is going to be very interesting. Yeah, I think there's going to be a rise with reform. Yeah, it's all going to be talking. They're all going to be talking about it. You know, it's all going to be on the news and question time and all of that. It's all going to be very... Well, it's not shocking, really. You know. I like what Patricia's put here. Starmer was a barrister. He can stand his ground. Oh, yeah. Typical British, isn't he? I mean, I don't agree with a lot of what Starmer is and does, but I personally feel that he had to be where he had to be at this time, because I think if he wasn't in power, I think we could have been, if it'd been the other side, it seems, you know, Kemi, I think she would have gone along with Trump to go in there to attack. You know what I mean? And there would have been like a full-on WAR. And I think Starmer's been there and he stood his ground, and I think that's a good thing. That's what I believe. So I do believe Starmer is typical. He knows how to play the system. I do know somebody who knows him very well, and apparently, did he not used to be a human rights lawyer or something? He knows his stuff. So there's more to Starmer than meets the eye. He's not going yet. But what I do know is that there's a Finnish man with dark hair to come in, and there's a woman. I don't know who the woman is. Time will unfold. November's interesting, October, November. But I feel like tonight I want to send healing light out there to the all the farmers. I don't know what it is. I feel like I need to send healing light out there to all our cattle and the dairy farmers across Britain and the British Isles, you know, in Ireland, in Scotland, everywhere. I don't know who that is to come in. Now, I don't even know what party he is, but he's got dark hair. But he's somebody who could also play a big part in politics as well. They usually have grey hair, but you know, like him, or he's originally been dark to the hair with a bit grey even. But whilst we are having this strange time and things are very squicky at the minute to do with the East and the Middle East and everywhere at the minute, I feel Starmer is going to stay where he is, and so is Trump going to stay where he is. Unless something awful happens, which I don't feel at the minute. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, quite a weird time. And that's what I was talking about earlier on in the show. And thank you. It's been 2 hours and you've sat with us and it's never hardly changed. So I'm now on 1,055 viewers, and I've held my audience all this time. So thank you for... thank you. Thank you. The Magician card. Healing the land. So what I want to do now is, for you as a special treat, it's going to get crazy. It's going to get bloody well crazy. Get your soups, your pastas, your rices in. Don't bother, like what Margaret's put, don't bother buying something what you wouldn't eat. Yeah? You get what you like to eat, you know. It's about planning ahead for you and your family. You know what I mean? You've got to think ahead and stock it somewhere, you know. Pack it away. That's what we need to do. The system was definitely built on a loop. I have heard something stupid about the farmers getting rid of their cattle only to import the beef from Brazil. Oh God, that's awful. Somebody said here they couldn't live without Rice Krispies. Or they could live on Rice Krispies. Yeah, I'm the same, Julie, but I think that what I'm saying is that they're staying there for the time being. Does that make sense? But what was coming through was reform's going to possibly do better than what you think. And it'll be because of everything what's been happening. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know if you just want to like nip to the loo or get a drink before I'm going to put you into a nice meditation for bedtime, for trance. No food value in Rice Krispies. There certainly isn't. They're nice, bud, aren't they? It's been ages since I've had Rice Krispies. I'm a Weetabix lass, or I like porridge. Right, I'm going to put them cards away. So David C has put prep for at least 3 months. Buy beans, rice. Very good advice, David. Buy beans, rice, canned tuna, canned chicks. Oh yeah. Spices, cooking oils that lasts in storage. Tomato, right. Put that in the comment later for us, David. Afterwards, and then I'll it helps other people. Okay. Louise, can we incarnate on any timeline? Like, I do believe so, Jeff, yes. July of 1969, so that means Paul, my brother, wouldn't have been very old then when my dad was bottle feeding him. That's so funny. I don't know the exact words, what they said, but it's once there was some announcement and it was one step forward for mankind. And at the time, there was a pause and then my brother burped when my dad was feeding him his bottle. And I just thought it was quite funny, that. Okay. Okie dokie. All right. What I want you to do is, this is for relaxation. It might not be for everybody, but I want to do this for healing and relaxation, all right? And you're very safe, okay? So I want you to shut your eyes. And we are going to do the wing meditation again, okay? And I think it's just nice to finish off with this. And this is about giving us strength. And it's about showing you that you can actually heal yourself. You can. Okay, so shut your eyes. And I want you to take a deep breath in. Excuse me, let me get a drink first. Right. Please, Louise, would you show us the The gorgeous picture of the bridge that your brother took, thank you. Oh. I'll have to fish it out. I'll fish it out for you for the next time. Okay? I've got it somewhere. Yeah? Leave that with me. Okay. Yeah, my brother was a fantastic photographer. And actually on my Twitch shows, I would put it in the interval, wouldn't I? The picture of my... And it's stuck in my computer, so I'd have to download it, I think. Okay. So I want you to shut your eyes. And I want you to take a deep breath in. And get yourself all relaxed, okay? You might want to lie down for this. You might just want to sit in the chair, shut your eyes. And just unravel your shoulders there and your neck and get yourself all comfortable. And I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And then blow out. And when you blow out, let your shoulders go down, your tummy out. So you go all floppy. So take a deep breath in again. Hold for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And then blow out. This is very good for relaxation if you have panic attacks or anxiety. Take a deep breath in again. 1, 2, 3. And then relax. And I want you all to imagine you're all standing on a beach. And I'm standing in front of you. And it's getting dark. And the sky's gone like that lovely purple, like that midnight blue purple. You start to see the little stars coming in the moon. And we're standing on this beautiful white beach. It's absolutely exquisite. And the sea is very calm. And we're all standing there. And I want you to imagine that you can feel, with your bare feet, you can feel the powder white sands. And it's lovely and mild. The sea air is blowing on your face and on your hair. You're just feeling really relaxed. Or if you have no hair, it's just going down your scalp, onto your shoulders. You're taking all that salt air in as you're breathing in. And you're looking around at everybody else, and can you see me? Can you see what I'm wearing? What are you all wearing? And it's just so relaxing. And it's your safe place. It's your place where you can go when life gets too much. Have you got loved ones standing there with you? I'm there with my cats. I've got Adam with us. I can see some of yous. Remember, we are spiritual, multidimensional beings in a meat suit. So as I'm talking you through this meditation, you've been told it's a meditation, but there's more to the human spirit than you know. So once you start to realise that, you can actually project yourself to anywhere. You should do this as a test. You should do it with a friend and see what you can see. So imagine that you're talking to a friend on the telephone, but it's not the telephone. You're telepathically talking to them and try to pick up what they're wearing. Test your friends out with this, or family. So we're all standing on the beach and we are working in a higher dimension. So you will still know that you are lying on your bed or sitting on your couch as you are listening to this. But we're working on a higher frequency. I'm just going to talk in some light language and just visualize yourself standing on the beach, taking in this beautiful scenery. Nice and relaxed. Okay. And I want you to imagine that you feel like behind your shoulder blades, that you can feel an energy poking through and like a pressure. And then you realise it's your wings starting to come through the skin. It doesn't hurt. You feel like you can push them out. Some people are just popping them out. I can see you're just popping them out and they're coming out and you're opening them. Some of them are a bit creaky as you're opening them, unfolding your wings. Stretch them right out. Some of them are very tattered and torn because they've been in there a long, long time, for centuries. And I want you to pull them right out and give them a good shake. Some of them might have fluff on them or debris because they've been stuck in there for a long time. And shake them. And take note of what colour your wings are. Some of you have got the most exquisite colours of lilac, two-toned, three-toned. I've just seen on my friend tonight, she had the most beautiful fawn colours in her wings and taupes and oranges and reds. And just let your imagination go wild. The first colours that you see in your mind's eye is your wings. Some of you may see your friends' wings. And you might just want to lift up and fly around on the beach. And by stretching these wings out, it's giving you power. Nice and relaxed. This is your time to experiment who you are and what you can do in this spiritual realm. Anything is possible. Literally anything. So I'm going up to somebody now on the beach. It's Jeff. Can you see your wings? What colour are them? Can you see us? And Jar, Gemini. Have you got blue in your wings, Jar? And I feel some of your wings are tattered and torn, and I'm just putting some moisturiser on there. Just feel some energy coming in. Just having a little look. You're not eating properly, Jar. You need to start putting some more nutrients into you. And you will get that job experience that you want. You will get what you want. There. I'm pulling some money blocks off some of you. Some of you have got some money blocks, so just let them go. You might see weights just coming off you. And just throw them into the sea. And then they're like weights which are just coming off. And you're going to start to feel really light. Let go of the blockages. You don't need them. So Christina in the audience has got pink and fuchsia. Wow. Some of your wings are so fluffy and strong. And some of you will have the ability to see other people's wings. So when they look frayed and thin, it means that people aren't either looking after themselves or they've been under spiritual attack. Does that make sense? I've just seen David Wilcock in spirit, and his wings are whole again. They are white, chunky, strong. Okay? And he was under spiritual attack, and he's got his wings back, he's saying. He just wants to tell you guys that he's all right now. He's okay. So Jar's just said in his audience that you've been having some stress with the job, is that right? Yeah? Things are going to start getting better for you. Nice and relaxed. So money's going to start getting better for you, Jeff, and you haven't got to worry You've got to learn to let things go. I've just got some ancestral blockages there. I'm just picking out. You might feel that. You feel that? There we go. There you go. David Shield in the audience. David, your wings are like a bright orange. I've never seen anything like it. How powerful are you? But you have trouble relaxing sometimes. Have you got, I'm not saying you've got ADHD or you're on the go all the time, but you just need, do you drink a lot of coffee? You just need to calm down a bit more. I've got Chocta Girl 61. Hi Louise, do you see me opening my own business? Yes, I do. Believe and you will. So we've got is it Cynical Banana? Mine are blue and purple, beautiful, and they're a beautiful blue and purple. Okay, Irene, you're going to do really well with your job interview. So Shelley's just seen David on the beach with his white wings. Isn't he lovely? Isn't he so strong now? See, it's gonna you all got the potential to be mediums. Believing in what you can see. Because you don't see with your eyes, you read with your heart. That's what my nana told us. You feel like the weight's coming off. Let go of your money blockages. Put them in the sea. The sea will cleanse them and take them away. Mother Gaia will let them go. You're going to start to become more prosperous. Feel more healthy. No more blockages. A lot of you seem to have blockages around the lower chakra. And that's usually where, from the tummy downwards, is where the blockages are, which causes the money blockages. And of course, if you have bad backs or other ailments around that area, it can also, and worry can cause that as well. Nice and relaxed. Yes, David says his bright orange wings sounds right. You got a few little bits, and I thought it was blockages, and I went in there. Some of them were ancestral, but you've actually got tones of little streaks of little black in, which is very becoming. You've got like the lovely orange, and then little like Halloween wings. David's got Halloween wings, but they're so cute. You know what I mean? But they're huge. They're really, really huge, like Michael's wings. Some of you will have wings which will change colour. We've got Christina. My wings are changing colour, like green. And some of you may have mood changing wings. That's something else. This is just, I'm learning this myself. I believe I've done this before, but I just believe that it's just the downloads, you know what I mean? And this is not my information. This is Spirit giving me this information to help each and every one of you. It's like colour healing, really. Nice and relaxed. There's somebody in this audience, I feel, who's got a dreadful block. Oh my God, that is just so funny. Guys, have you seen what David's put here in the YouTube comment? I was born on Halloween. How funny is that? And you've got Halloween wings. You are blessed. David Shield, who's in the audience here on YouTube, I said I seen his wings were orange and black like Halloween wings. And David was born on Halloween. You can't write this, can you? It's just amazing. Stacey, what colour's your wings? Stacey, you've got the most amazing silver grey. They're so pretty, and there's different tones of grey in them, and they've got like lilac in the grey and silver grey and like a beautiful hint of like a grey white, and they're just absolutely divine. They're in different shades of grey. Beautiful. I would say silver grey wings. They're not like one flat colour. Do you know what I mean? So David Shield is a true Halloweener. That is amazing. Saz J. What colour is Saz J's wings? Okay. So I see them as they're like black, but it's like a beautiful with a blue tone to them. Okay, they're beautiful. You know, like if you get really close up to a magpie and the black feathers, but they're really like a dark navy blue, like a midnight blue. So they look black, and then you get up to them, they've got like a midnight blue, and then they've got streaks of pink in them. Unreal, unreal, really pretty. And there's a little bit of like white silver in them as well. They're really pretty. Amy Higgins. Amy, yours are cream. They're like a off-white cream. And then when you get up to them, they've got little bits of silver in them. And like snow. And I like what Shelley's put. Mine are also white like snow. So don't feel afraid if you have got black. I seen somebody last week who had the most amazing black wings. And they were exquisite, right? So when you got into them, there was like different tones of, if you can actually, because black's like a non-color, isn't it? But it had like different tones of the blue shades and the green shades, and then there was silver running through them as well. They were just absolutely beautiful. There's somebody in this audience what's got, I think it is Alvin Queen. I think you've got the most exquisite transparent ones. It's Ashley. What colour's Ashley? Right, so I'm feeling you've got lilac and purple again. Lilac and purple's coming through really strong. What colour's my wings? I've got another David in the audience. David F. Thal. Oh, you've got chocolate brown, David. They're beautiful. And they've got like tones of fawn in them, and different tones of chocolate. Absolutely exquisite. It's as if you imagine you're cutting a coffee cake, and it's a marble coffee cake, and you're looking at all the different colours of the lovely coffee and the browns and that and the creams, and that's coffee and cream. You've got coffee and cream wings. Beautiful. You like this, don't you? I'm looking through and I'm scrying through as I'm looking. Can you please do mine? Indigo. Indigo, you've got red and white. And the most amazing red. When you get close up to them, they have like a, you know, like Santa, I know it sounds really corny, but you know, like sort of Santa Town, like that Santa red, the glistening Christmassy, they're beautiful. They're red and glistening with white in them. They're beautiful. Beautiful. So that means that you're strong-minded. You could be hot-tempered maybe, so strong-minded, stubborn, very strong. And you just need to use more of your heart space, There's somebody I'm trying to find in this audience who needs some healing on their wings. Jolene's, definitely you've got dark blue. Have you seen them? Dark blue seems to be quite common. There's a few silvers in the audience. Jar Gemini, right? You've got the most beautiful shades of green. Oh, exquisite. They're like emerald and turquoise. It's as if you're looking at the coral reef if you've got snorkels on and you're under that beautiful blue aqua water. All them beautiful blues and greens. It's all beautiful in your feathers. Absolutely beautiful. Oliver Bailey. Oliver I think this is the person I've been trying to find. Right, so Oliver, have you been going through a bit of a rough time, Oliver Bailey? Have you been going? Please answer us. Let me get a drink of water. Yes, if you like this, I'll do it again. I'll have a wing night if you want. If you like this, we can leave politics out and we can just go fully into having a big healing night if you want. So Zach, can you see mine? got all the different shades of pink. Now, some people might be opposed to this and you might not like the colours, but it's because you need them colours in your food. You need them to... So are you not eating properly, Sue, or do you need to start looking after yourself a little bit more? You're a giving person. You're an earth angel. Where's Oliver gone? Where's Oliver gone? I've told him to come back and he's disappeared. Please come back on, please. Where's Oliver? Tell him to come back. Things are going to get better for you, Oliver. You need some healing to your wings. Let me do that now. There, just put some moisture on him. There we go. I don't know who he is. He's disappeared. Right, so I see silver, grey and white, okay, with like a streak of charcoal through them. You've had a money block, massive money block lifted off you, Oliver. Things are going to start to get better for you. And believe in you, okay? Love will come at the right timing, right? Love will come at the right timing. I hope that helps, Oliver. So it can be your personality, it can be your genetics. And this is something else I need to say, right? Because we are spirit beings in a meat suit. We are the hybrids. So we're not just, you know, angel, aliens, very similar, right? So you've got different, they talk about it in the holy books, you know what I mean? They talk about how you had the great beings and they came here and they interbred with different people, and you had giants and different people and all that type of thing. So you have like different lineages of angels which have not just come from this galaxy, they've come from outside of the galaxy and come in. And what I've been told from my Akashic records, what I've been given from Earth, that we are on the 9th gate of human civilization. And just tonight I told a friend that she was from the third and she was from the third lineage, from the third group of angels what came to Earth. I can't remember, it was something along them lines, but it was from a different galaxy. And so yeah, there's not just the big bods that we know in the book, you know, like Gabriel and Uriel and Raphael and Michael. Michael's the man. You've also got many other angels, but there's other angels which have come from outside of the galaxy, and they settled not just on, this is the 9th gate, but we also have other civilizations. That was it. So I told my friend she was she had came in from the third, she was from the third Earth, from her ancestors came to Earth on the third Earth and settled and interbred. So there's been many other Earths. Okay, so it's quite a big thing about the Book of Angels. I feel like I need to talk about it. You know, there's not just the angels we know in the book and what they talk about in the Quran and the Bible, and you know, the main angels. There's trillions and trillions of angels. Okay, and we are all the ancestors. I'm not saying where your granny's been an angel, literal. I'm talking about eons ago. We've all come from different sections of different angels. Does that make sense? Okay, so I just thought I would say that. So Georgia, I was taken to a planet with blue people. That's amazing. Okay, so I want you to go and have a swim in the sea. Visualize that you're going into the sea to cleanse your wings. And in the sea, as you are visualizing, it's going to let go of any debris, any attachments that you have taken on board from people or from negativity. Go and rinse your wings in this beautiful sea, okay? And just imagine you're stretching them out and you're cleansing them. And when you're ready, some man is in the sea, and I don't know who it is. Which guy's in this audience tonight? And he's flapping his wings in the sea and he's spraying everybody. And there's a woman next to him getting annoyed. He's flapping his wings, he's getting himself all excited. That's so funny. But you know, I want to talk about aliens again, which they are our cousins, have just been born on different rocks. And of course, they'll be the same. They've all come from an angelic realm as well, or different beings. We all come from something. But I'm going to leave you tonight with what came first, the chicken or the egg, because I still can't figure that one out. Will we ever figure that one out? When I have done people's akashics, I've actually seen that some people have been, their first incarnations have come from eggs. That's interesting. We haven't always been humanoids, you know. We haven't always been humanoids. Okay. So come back out of the water and shake your wings. And this is the difficult bit, right? Because there'll be people in the audience tonight who won't want to put their wings back in. And make sure you roll them in so they're secure, so they don't hurt, so you have a good night's sleep. So you might want to roll them out, stretch them and shake them, then pull them back in again, roll them in, so they're neat and they're comfortable. Okay. And some of you may decide just to leave the wings out, and you can explore the universe when you go to bed tonight. I will, Owen, definitely. What I think we can do is we can do a live meditation one night with the wings, and I can take you into the heavens for we'll have a meditation. We'll have a big meditation night on that. If you fancy that, you'll have to comment on the link below. Okay, so roll your wings in, get them comfortable, and then you can roll them back out. So if you feel stressed, if you feel anxiety coming over you, just lie on the bed, pull your wings out, stretch them. And if you do it properly, sometimes you can actually realign your whole spine and you'll feel it pop. Okay? So I'm going to count up from 10 to 1. Thank you, guides. Thank you, angels. Thank you, Archangel Michael, Uriel, Raphael, Gabriel. Thank you, my great spirit guides. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, just come away from the beach when you want to. You can go back to this beach anytime you feel you need healing, and cleanse yourself in the sea. Okay, it's timeless. You can go in and out as much as you want. I hope you've enjoyed it tonight, guys. And remember, whatever we see and whatever we know, we will always, always be protected. There is a bigger force than baddies on earth, and that's God. And there's a bigger force than hatred, and that's love. I hope that's helped. Stay safe, stay aware, stay happy. It's very important that we stay happy. And if you feel like you're having a bad time of it, just remember, feet on the ground. Even if you can go in the garden, or if you're in an apartment, try and be grounded. Feet down. Hands like that and just say, please angels, if these aren't my energies, lift them off me. And 9 times out of 10, it'll lift off you. If not, it's your own energy. And then just go and lie down and try and meditate to get rid of it. Always protect your bubble. I hope that's helped tonight. I'm off to make a cup of hot chocolate. Until the next time, stay safe and may the force be with you all. Now, how do I get out of here? Thank you. Crying's good, Christine. People think crying's bad. I think it's a cleansing, it's a purging. Honestly, crying's okay. Don't worry about that. It's got to come out. It's got to be released. Good night. Stay well. Stay happy. And I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.